Welcome to Every Dull Moment. Today we have something that's a little special, I think. We've already covered the Konosuke knives on here before, but if we can use the word vintage today, it's not too old, but I guess in this case it's considered vintage. We have a little older Konosuke. Konosuke knives came around in 2007, and Kosuke Kawamura started the line. And you know, you have a transition in history with them because Konosuke knives began always using Yoshikazu Tanaka as their blacksmith. But in 2007 was the line in which a sharpener, Morimoto, also known as Morihiro, transitioned over to Moijin. Now, a lot of us today are used to hearing Moijin's name all the time in different companies as a sharpener. So this particular Konosuke Fujiyama knife is right there at the transition of the company. So this is a 240 millimeter Gyuto Kasumi finish, white number 1. This particular knife's owner, Phan, is in America, and he was able to pick up this knife and it needed restoration. Now, the knife's original handle was removed and it was sent to Sweden, where Leivio Chibuku has spent more than 40 hours restoring the knife. You are going to see some differences today in this knife from its original make. I do want to point out that next to the knife is the handle, the ebony handle that is traditional. The handle that is on here today is placed on by me temporarily. This is in case you're wondering, this acrylic natural wood blend is made by Josh of Let's Handle This, who's in England. This handle was made for me to fit on my Shigefusa knife. It has not yet been placed on there. So, mic down. So I was able to slip it on easy for the purpose of the show. At another point, we're going to be placing the handle on there. I will point out that for some reason, the original handle's opening is going to need to be filed for me to get the knife in there. And it was going to be way more work than we had time to do on the show today. But the handle was sent over, the knife itself was sent over to Sweden. And we have more than 40 hours of labor and love and a whole lot of learning spent on this particular knife. So this 240 millimeter white number 1, if you remember the Konosuke knives, if you go and look, you can go to chefknivesToGo.com and see this particular line. A lot of times it's going to say Konosuke Fujiyama, and it might even say Mount Fuji on there. The Mount Fuji stamp is not on here, so it's not a part of the Mount Fuji line. But this knife originally came with a Shinogi line. And I'm going to be referring to videos that were sent to me by Leivio, showing the progression of work that he had done in this. He had originally planned on, refinishing the knife, and as he was sanding it to polish it and sharpen it, he found a low spot. And as he tried to move the Shinogi line, it got moved a little bit more than he needed it to move. So instead of having a Shinogi line, this particular knife now has a clamshell or hamaguri grind. So the knife has been completely reground. So this is basically, in essence, a one-of-a-kind Konosuke knife, because it is the only one that has the hamaguri, unless you did one yourself. So the grind on this is going to be a little different. And so what I want to be pointing out real quick is just, if my wife will get down the face, you will see that the grind seems smooth. And what she doesn't know, because she hasn't seen the video, is normally it's flat, and then there's a hard place where the angle grinds down, and the hard line has been removed, and it just slowly grinds over the top, giving you that smooth finish. Mm-hmm. And another thing that you'll see that she's going to get is, you can see the polished edge, and then
I can see that from back here.
And then you can see the hazy finish, which is the Kasumi finish. So where there was an extremely hard etched line, it has been completely sanded and removed, making that clamshell grind that is now on the knife. So over 40 hours of hand sanding and then also being put on stone. So we had heard, from what I'd seen, 200 grit, 400, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, then diamond paste, 2.5 micron, the equivalent of 10,000. So all of that was done, and the estimate was that it was done actually 3 times. So all of that work done 3 different times to be able to give us the polish and to make sure that the grind was completely even. So after Lavio was completely proud of the work that he'd done, the handle itself still being in America, Phan had reached out to me to see if we wanted to have it on the show. We were able to get it. I just literally opened it shortly. The opened boxes are around the corner. So this is how it was shipped. The handle came separately, and here's the knife. For the purposes of handling the knife myself, I'm actually going to place it on a handle. I'm going to quickly point out the size of the opening of the 2 handles just to see.
Yeah, that's a definite difference.
So just to let you know, when we were trying to place this handle in here, we even tried to burn it in. So it's going to definitely take some work to file the original handle. And this size we were able to get in. Just so you know, when it's returned, this space will be kept per tradition of Konosuke knives. This deliberate spacing where it will not go down flush is called machi. That is normally, if you're purchasing the knife, how it would come from the company. It is by design. So we definitely want to make sure when the handle is placed, we put it back as close to the original. So it is interesting to have a knife that, even though the blacksmith is the same, the original sharpener before 2007. So this knife is a transition knife, making it quote unquote vintage. White number 1, of course, is an amazing steel. It's very simple, carbon and iron. It's as clean as it gets. It's able to get super sharp. I was given permission to do what I want, to test it, to cut paper, to cut food. Obviously, I wouldn't want to do that without a handle, so we have one. So for the purposes of the demonstration, we're going to use with the handle that I have. So the first thing we're going to do is, like I said, I was given permission to sharpen it. So I went ahead and let's see if it's sharp. I didn't put it on the best tester. I have cut some paper with it and I was impressed. So even though it has been cut with some paper, we're going to go ahead and get a best test just to see, per the polishing and everything. And it got shipped. It could have easily got bumped around in shipping. Just to see where we're at coming back from Lavio. Hopefully it represents Lavio well. Now I want to make sure that my body position is good. We need to get this turned right. So I could say that Lavio did a really good job at returning the knife at 113. I also do want to point out, handling this knife, per the tradition of this particular knife, it is heavy. It is by design heavy. It has significant weight. It is not uncomfortable. It doesn't feel burdening. It feels like the density of the knife will help you push through. I think the knife is thin enough. I don't know.
I was to say, it looks pretty thin, really. I mean, it's not like thin, but it's...
No, we've definitely seen thicker knives that...
Oh yeah.
So I think maybe just the extra height, the knife just seems maybe barely
yeah, I mean, it's
tall.
long and there's some height, yeah.
So it's great to see that the knife is finding its home. It's going to come in sharp. We always love listening to the silence, so to speak, of a sharp knife.
Oh, no.
I think cooking with this knife will be fun.
Just stay away from your fingers because pretty sure it would do a number on them.
We always like to see that it's done everywhere, and you can see. Labio, we're complimenting you in Sweden. Somewhere you're sleeping good tonight. I have been informed that he has been commissioned for 5 new sharpenings and polishing. So he is looking forward, now that he has discovered his ability, to continuing this work. If you don't mind sending a knife off to Sweden, this is a newfound love for him. Paper towels are always a fun kind of a thing.
Mm. Yeah, 0 issues.
I don't know if you can, yeah. Can you do an S shape on a paper towel?
Oh, that was definitely
And what's
something.
that one test that I like to do? Microphone down. Apparently I need to wear my apron all the time to give it something to clip onto. So we do the fold, no crease. Does it bite? Oh, it did.
Whoa. Okay.
I still have my hand.
You wouldn't even know. You just find blood.
I'll be like, oh, my hand's on the ground.
That would be interesting for work.
I think the knife is represented well. I don't think we need to. I mean, do you?
No.
Do?
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to do anything to it.
Yeah, we're gonna let him get it back polished and let him be the one to put the patina on in case he wants to do something in particular. Yeah. So to me, it is a part of history. This young company, 2007. You know, one of the Sakai gems. The Konosuke cutlery or the Kaneshige cutlery, as they're also known. They have grown as a company. They were obviously doing it right before. They're still doing it right again. I did own, it's now gone, this particular knife, and it has found a new home. The only thing that I will point out in history is I will say that the nose of this is a little bit more rounded, I believe. That would be a little bit of a style difference. But beautiful knife, definitely a beautiful addition. I'm going to congratulate Phan on that. I'm going to congratulate Labio for doing a fantastic job. We're going to get this sent out to him so he can enjoy it. I'm going to keep the handle, though. It's mine. And we appreciate you guys always checking in. We also appreciate you guys as viewers making things like this available for content. We are approaching the holiday season, so if you're celebrating holidays, we wish you the best of holidays. Thank you for still visiting with us Friday nights at 8 o'clock. God bless.